Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Super2bit Podcast. It's the hostess with the mostest, the Double D. Good to have a few of you here. Trickle on in. Very, very interesting topic that we have for you guys tonight on the podcast. It's one that we get asked more than any, and obviously it relates to the fact that Mixer just died. Neil was gun-ho on the prompt, but I like that. I like a man that does things before I ask him to. That is correct. Mixer is dead, ladies and gents. So where should you be streaming in 2020? Like I said, it's one of the questions we get asked the most, not only in the chats, but in the DMs as well. So this entire hour podcast is dedicated to chatting about the death of Mixer and where we should be spending our streaming hours and which platform we should be streaming to now. With that said, let me introduce my my wingman for the evening. It's your boy, the Marksman. I'll trickle in, buddy.
Here again I am. I was only supposed to be on like the first episode, yet here I am on the fourth episode in a row.
That's what happens when you can't get guests on your podcast. We'll get a guest eventually.
Yeah.
Let me welcome some of you guys. Kyle, Dean, Batista, evening stream fam. We got the game room. Yo, what's happening? Hanku saying, yeah, boys. Sean Lichten, yeah, boy. A lot of yeah, boys. Love the intro. Thank you, Sean. Kyle, trickle on in. Hanku, Jimmy. More McGuffin, less South African shot. You shut your dirty whore mouth, Jimmy. I still love you though, buddy. Glenn Alexander, welcome. Like I said, get part of the conversation, guys.
We're gonna want a lot of interaction here. We want to get your guys' feelings, your guys' views.
Exactly that. With that said, make sure you have yourself a cold libation.
I know mine right here.
Neil. I've got I should have bought a coffee mug or something, but anyway. Danger deal. He who does not wear shoes has arrived. The cloven hoof 6'3" goat and unstoppable boys. Danger deal, welcome, buddy. So with that said, guys, get the coffin dancers right here. Shall we jump into it? I don't want to waste too much time, Neil. What do you think? Before we do that, before we jump into the nitty gritty, ladies and gents, do us a solid, okay? Share the podcast anywhere and everywhere you can. We're trying to grow the podcast, trying to make it a weekly, maybe even a bi-weekly event. So take a moment in between fetching your libation. Give us a share somewhere there on Facebook. Anyway, your profile, gaming group. If you're watching on YouTube, like Crislo, Banderhorse, welcome. Just hang out. Just hang out and have a good time. Justin Brooks, welcome. So yes, like I said, I want you guys to get involved. JC Van Rooyen saying hi. How you doing, JC? Welcome, guys. Hello, 52. What's happening, buddy? Jump. Streaming to Twitch. We do have a Twitch channel dedicated to the podcast. Unfortunately, Neil cocked up the name of the channel, so I don't even know what it's called, to be honest.
It's like Super2bit Podcast without the E in the super, and then it's there. We have one follower, I think.
I think it's Jimmy.
Which is more than Mixer's going to have in a month. So let's jump straight into it.
Yes.
Give you guys a bit of a background if you don't know. So last night? No, on Monday night, Microsoft dropped a bombshell on Twitter. They just did one tweet saying, oh, by the way, Mixer's shutting down completely in 30 days. So 22nd of July, Mixer's gone. No more Mixer.
That's it.
Every single person, they get the opportunity to move across to Facebook Gaming. They're selling the brand name. They're selling a lot of the technology to Facebook. And it's caused chaos in the world of streamers. So that's what we're talking about tonight. Obviously, like the big ticket item is the Ninjas and the Shrouds of the world. Ninja joined Mixer just under a year ago, 11 months ago. He did a big money move, said, cheers, Twitch, I'm done with you. I don't want to do this anymore. As you see, Ninja's
$30 million
throw there.
Was the number.
And he got paid $30 million to sign up exclusively to Mixer for 3 years. And now, because of this whole thing, he gets his $30 million after 11 months, guilt-free, and he's a free agent. He can go work anywhere. He can go do whatever he wants.
Can go straight back to Twitch if he wants. Shroud also got a similar deal, 10 million US. Once again, only did 9-10 months of his contract or whatever the case may be.
He only did 8.
And he's a free agent. He made $10 million in 8 months. Woo! Good time to be a streamer, ladies and gents. Can tell you that much.
Yeah.
So
A good time to be a huge big name streamer. But if you if you are the tiny Mixer streamer, you've just unlocked monetization, you've just unlocked some subbies, maybe you got 100 subs. That's paying your bills. You're getting your $2,000, $3,000 a month from Mixer. You're in a world of hurt now because it's problematic. Like, where do you go? Do you go to Facebook? Like, even Ninja's struggled to get his audience to go from Twitch back to Mixer. It worked kind of for the first month. They gave everyone basically free membership and free subs, but the rest of it, like, no one stayed. Shroud and Ninja were getting something like 2,000 to 3,000 views concurrent at their peak on Mixer, compared to 250, 300,000 views that they were getting on Twitch before they left.
253,000? What? How much is that?
200 to 300,000 viewers simultaneous.
Okay, yeah, it's a lot of viewers. So yeah, unfortunately, those that were very focused on growing Mixer, I know that when Mixer launched, I was even tempted. You know, it's a new platform. That's what it is. For those that are wondering, Mixer is a platform like Twitch, obviously the rival to Twitch. And you know, like we looked at it, it was so small, and people like get it now while it's small. Me and Neil actually looked at the platform about a month or 2 months ago, and we went on it when Shroud and Ninja weren't streaming. The entire platform, every single streamer was generating about 5,000 to 10,000 views. So you know, we just said, like, you know, dude, we don't think it's going to take off. We think it's just on the decline, and now the news drops, and like Neil says, you know, our hearts go out to those guys that invested time in growing their Mixer platform, getting the subbies. I know it's so tricky these days. Hence why we kind of you know use Restream and stream to multiple platforms just to cover off the bases.
We are actually streaming to Mixer right now.
Yeah, and I don't know why. Are we streaming to YouTube, Neil? No.
Yeah, we're streaming to everything. Every platform that's going to be around for the next month.
So it's a huge blow, and like Neil says, a lot of the technology is now going over to Facebook, which I think will, you know, help Facebook gaming. We obviously we've been very much pro Facebook gaming
from the beginning,
from the beginning for 3 years. We put a lot of time in, so I can only imagine, Neil. Imagine Facebook gaming shuts down, how pissed we would be.
Yeah, we would not have a platform anymore. We'd have to then go back to YouTube, which is not our strongest platform, to put it mildly. But the interesting thing about Mixer is that they actually had a lot of the technology long before any other platform had. So Bits on Twitch and now Stars on Facebook, Mixer actually invented that first. They had the Bits. They call them Cheers or something. I'm not 100% sure. Or and also, like, now on Twitch, you have those free things that you earn for watching. Mixer had that from the get-go. Mixer also had the FTL technology, which meant there was no latency or lag between when you were speaking and when comments were coming through. Because I don't know if you remember, but like 2 years ago on Twitch and Facebook, you write a comment, you have to wait almost like 30 seconds to a minute for the streamer to reply to you because they see it so long after. Not you, obviously, because you take hours to read a comment anyway. So.
Never miss a comment, Neil. What are you talking about?
So from a technology perspective, and it's obviously built on all Microsoft's cloud technology, so it's super amazing. And even for us in South Africa, streaming to Mixer is a lot easier than streaming to Twitch. Twitch, you need a super fast speed internet connection. Even then, if you're sending it wrong, it's like unwatchable if you're on anything less than fiber in South Africa. So it's a much better technology.
There's been times, myself and Neil both on 100 meg up and down fiber, where there's been times where we can't even watch Twitch. And we're going to get into the pros and cons of each platform. And like I said, answer the question, where should you be streaming in 2020? A few questions coming down the pipeline. Crislo says Twitch is just the preferred platform. I can't wait to get into the nitty gritty and change your mind. Raul finally made it. Welcome, Raul. But the TOS to Mixer had a lot more strange verbiage than the Twitch TOS. TOS?
Terms of service.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So Mixer didn't have the channel exclusivity clause that Twitch and YouTube have, where Twitch basically says if you want to be a partner, you cannot stream the same content on a different. You can't do something like restream. You can't upload your content onto Facebook after the fact.
Yeah.
You have to do a brand new stream or do like a highlight reel or something like that. So they're very controlling. Where Mixer was a lot open, but it's being Microsoft. They also had weird side things going on here.
Yes, exactly. Welcome the game room. Hello 52 also saying your Twitch fire says a very hard one. Neil, should we perhaps get into the pros and cons of the platform?
Yeah,
Maybe break it down.
So. I think so.
Let's because I can see a lot of guys are just going to say this is better. Let's break it down. Do you want to pick a platform and start, or
I think well let's talk about Twitch. Like, what is the advantages of Twitch, and like what? And I think we both agree with what the disadvantages of Twitch are when you're starting out. So advantages of Twitch is straightforward. It is the biggest streaming platform. It has the most viewers. But alternatively, it has the most people streaming on it. So you can play Warzone, and there will be another 30,000 people streaming Warzone with you, but there's only 65,000 people watching, of which 40,000 of them are watching Dr. Disrespect. So you have to divide 20,000 people between 20,000 streamers, and that's why you end up like a lot of South Africans doing 1 or 2 viewers per stream and grinding. And the only way the only way to grow your stream is to watch other streamers and then follow them, and then they follow you back and stream for 8 to 10 hours a day and follow things and work it and grind to the bone on Twitch.
That's exactly it. Let me chime in a bit, but just to elevate Neil's point a little bit. Twitch is a pyramid scheme. Okay, it's literally a pyramid scheme. Unless you are commenting and raiding other local guys and hoping for a raid back, if you just had to stream to Twitch and not view anyone else's stream or do any of that garbage, you will never grow. You will remain on your 5 viewers for 3 years. I can vouch for that.
Yeah.
So
you got to put in the work.
That is it. You have to constantly go and comment on other people's streams. You got to play that marble game where all the names. Watch that for 6 hours. Try to not put a gun into your mouth. You got to do all of that crap, and it is crap. It's super crap. Unless, and I don't want to, because I'm trying to get to a point here. Unless you're one of these guys that is streaming some obscure card game, and you happen to get picked up by some massive fan base in Northern Iceland that love this, and that happens. And some guys are getting 200, 300, 400 views, but they have to stick to that game. They have to stick to like Gwent or whatever it is, and specialize in that game, and that's cool. But like,
people lose their minds after a while playing the same game for 9 hours a day, and it's not fun anymore. You started playing Gwent because you enjoyed it, and you started streaming it because you liked interacting with people. But if you're doing it for 9 hours a day, it's insane. It's insanity. Like, you'll lose your mind.
And I've seen it. Sorry, I don't want to cut you off.
I just want to jump in with this good comment that Glenn Alexander just sent through. He says he was streaming to Mixer for 3 years, had 2,500 followers, and was applying for the partnership program. Now he has to start again, and he's thinking of like going into Facebook gaming. But we will get to like which one we think is the best, or which one is the best for you, because it is. It's like choosing a car, or choosing like the kind of PC you're going to be using. Like, different platforms have different advantages depending on what you're trying to do and what you want out of them.
This is true. So, like, and we're going to sum it up so nicely for you. This should be a paid webinar, Neil. Yeah. We should be charging a fee for this, but we're giving it to you guys for free because we love you guys. So, just to finish up what I was saying about Twitch, I got into streaming just like yourself, Neil, to play various games, multiple games, games that are trending, games that everyone else is playing, instead of like an obscure card game or something that has a very niche audience in Southern Iceland. So, to that point, discoverability, unless you're buying into that pyramid scheme of, like spam posting your Twitch everywhere and like everything that we've mentioned, you will get no growth because there is zero discoverability on Twitch. It's zero. And I know I have close to like 2,200 followers. And I even struggle to crack double digits on Twitch. That's after 3 years. You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense. I don't know how the algorithm works. and that's why we decided Facebook is the only place to put our time and effort in, because that's where you get the best discoverability. So that's what I think we should chime into next is Facebook as a platform.
Yeah, and also just to give you guys what discoverability is, it's ways in which your stream gets spread out into the world organically, that new people that have never met you, never know you, have no relation to you, can actually find out about your stream and get information about your stream. On Twitch, the only way to do it is basically follow someone else, get them to like you, they'll follow you back. And if you're lucky, they'll raid your stream with 30 viewers, and 1 or 2 of those viewers may actually follow you, and then the cycle continues forever.
For the next 3 years.
Yes, and it's very slow. Whereas Facebook, you already have usually 200 Facebook friends. You have friends, family, you share it directly to your own page. You have a built-in audience, potential audience of 200 people. If 3 of them share it to their pages, they have another 200 people each. So it's this exponential growth immediately that you have to do nothing for. And when you start getting bigger to like the size that we're starting to get to now, Facebook actually starts picking up your stream and pushing it to other areas. So if someone searches live streaming or podcast or Call of Duty, Dave's stream will pop up, and there'll be the African shroud, the bearded lady, waiting for them there already. And he doesn't have to do any work for that. And there's a million other ways that Facebook has this discoverability mechanic that Twitch just does not have.
The only way to do that on Twitch is to literally contact one of the international developers for the game you're playing, like a Blizzard, and say, guys, here's a pitch pack. I'm friends with this guy who works in your PR department. Please, can I be hosted on your front page? And you go through that sort of rigmarole. Then you can maybe get like on the front page of a Blizzard launcher or something like that. But it'll never happen like it does on Facebook, whereas Facebook will just pick up that you're streaming a game quite often. You're getting half decent views, good engagement, and then put you on the front page for that game. It'll never ever happen like that.
Yeah, and the other thing you might get if you're lucky is you randomly get selected for that profile page on the front of Twitch, the landing page of Twitch. And they've changed it a bit now, where Twitch will start recommending people you follow and people they follow randomly. But before, you had more chance of winning the lottery in South Africa than ending up on that front page. And the thing is, even if you ended up on that front page, you may only end up getting 200, 300 new followers.
Yeah, which mean nothing on Twitch, by the way. But Game Room saying it's Brown Sauce. Welcome, Brown Sauce. I'm going to quickly catch up with the chat here. Justin Brooks says, what is best for your viewers? That's a very good point. That's something we're going to cover off in our journey down the rabbit hole here. Jimmy saying, this is the second time I've seen Dave in a stream today, and it's really getting to me. Hope that's a good thing, Jimmy. Hope you mean that. Hope you need more of me. Let's make it 3 streams. I'll do a midnight stream. Why not? So there are some, I don't want to just kind of like just rip Twitch apart.
No.
We talked about the negatives, but there are some positives to Twitch, and some guys have touched on it in the comments. Things like the integration, they've got great. Even the marble game, I think the marble game is trash fire, but it's a great way to interact with your audience, and guys seem to love it.
And you can't do that on Facebook. You can't do that on YouTube. Those games are built. The Twitch API is built in such a way that you can have guys commenting in your stream. It automatically enters them into a completely different game that's running on your PC, and then it all runs. I think they'll all get there, and those are very minor things. But also the other thing is that Twitch has got the big name value. It had the ninjas, and it's got the Dr. Disrespects, and you're seeing these guys who are multi-millionaires traveling the world, doing amazing things, playing video games, and they are known as Twitch streamers. They're not Facebook gaming streamers. They're not YouTube streamers. They've always been known as Twitch streamers, and Twitch built and developed the whole thing. So, that's where the big thing is. They are the big daddy in this market, in this business, but they've got some serious flaws that they need to fix.
Yeah, that's it. They favor the big dogs, and it's for a small streamer. And I've seen guys grind, and it's good to see some of the local guys coming up the ranks. You getting decent views on Twitch, 30, 40, 50, 60, some even breaking 100 views on average, which was unheard of when I started on Twitch, which was 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Even 2 years ago, that was unheard of. So it's fantastic to see that. But once again, all of those viewers are overseas, and we're going to get onto why that matters, in just a second. like the viewership experience in South Africa watching on Twitch is terrible. It's getting better as fiber rolls out, but when it was still the ADSL days, even on 3G and stuff, it's like it's unwatchable.
Yeah.
But you as a streamer have to decide what do you want to do? What is your objective with streaming? Do you want to stream because it's a hobby and it's just a fun thing for you to do and just interact with a few people? Then something like Twitch could be very appealing to you. But if you want to build a brand and you want to actually, maybe travel the world, like Neil says, and actually do we've been very lucky to be able to do some of that stuff. I've been to E3 like 4 or 5 times. If you want to build a brand, then Twitch is the wrong platform for you. You know what I'm saying?
And well, the thing is, and if you got in earlier, if you got in 2 or 3 years ago, which was very hard in South Africa because we just did not have the infrastructure to even be able to make it a possibility. But if you could get in early, you can build your brand on Twitch. You could have built up your audience when Twitch was a lot smaller, have your 10 to 15,000 followers and your 100-ish concurrent viewers. But Facebook gives you a lot more. Facebook doesn't just give you a streaming platform. It gives you an advertising platform. It gives you a marketing page. It gives you a storefront page. It gives you a news website. And if you look at our page, that's kind of where we're going now. We like a one-stop for all your gaming news, for your gaming updates. We got competitions. We got videos and hardware reviews and all of that stuff. Yeah. And it's not like we didn't think from the beginning, oh, this is exactly what we're going to do. We've just been developing over time. And a big part of that and a big part of our basic marketing push, why all you guys are watching this podcast right now, is because of the live streams. It's an amazing way to engage with audiences in a very, very close and personal way, where we know your guys' names. You guys can ask us questions. We can reply directly to you. So when you get a shout out from one of us, or Dave, calls someone, I don't know, a ridiculous name that he calls them, it means a lot more than a radio DJ saying, thanks to my listeners who have never interacted with me.
44,
yeah, or TV or anything. Yeah. It's the only platform where you can reach a massive amount of people and touch someone individually on a daily basis, which is quite a very powerful thing. And from a marketing perspective, it's amazing. And Facebook, from that perspective as well, is incredible. Like, we can go down to the suburb that people live in and say, this is where our viewers are watching from. This is what they like. Yeah. This is their age. This is their demographic. Some people get turned off by that because it's like, information overload. But from a marketing and sales perspective, Twitch can't touch it because Twitch, it's Bobble 54. Don't know where he lives, don't know who he is, or if it's a he or a she or whatever. And it's just if you want to turn your business, or you want to turn streaming into a business, Facebook's probably the way to go. And also maybe YouTube. And I think we must touch on YouTube.
We definitely, but
they're the actual big daddy in this.
That's the Shalaman twist ending, though. You weren't supposed to reveal, Neil.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
So the whole time.
To add to Neil's point, that's exactly it. Because there's so many guys getting to streaming, it's so flooded. I mean, it was flooded 2 years ago, so now it's even crazier. If you want to build a brand, if you want to give yourself that leg up, then something like Facebook, especially what Neil was saying about the analytics, because the second you kick down the boardroom door of some brand, I don't know, like Optiv Fusion eye drops, you're like,
shout out,
like, hey man, yeah, I'm getting 100 concurrent viewers on Twitch. I'm partnered on Twitch. Okay, I'm going places. Okay, the first thing they're going to say is like, sweet. What's the demographic of your audience? Because we only sell Optiv eye drops to people of this demographic. And you're going to say, holy crap, I don't know, because Twitch doesn't give you that. Okay, where are they based? Northern Guinea? I play a lot of obscure medieval combat simulators, and Northern Guinea is my biggest audience. They're going to be like, get the hell out of here. Security, this guy's wasting our time. And that's the biggest problem. If you want to give yourself the leg up, you've got to grow. And unfortunately, to make it, you either get lucky and springboard to an international level of growth where you're getting so many viewers, international brands approach you. But if you want to start making actual money, you have to do that in a local space. And to do that, you've got to have a local audience. And we've spent years obviously trying to build a local audience. Our biggest audience is, I think, 85% of our views are from South Africa, and that gives us a bit of clout when we talk to brands and stuff like that.
And it does, and it's a huge thing that a lot of people forget. And I think a lot of people go into streaming, say, "Cool, I'm going to become a streamer. I'm going to get these big donations while playing my games, and eventually the brands will follow." And that was probably true 3 years ago. You could probably like walk into any brand, any big PC brand, and they would sponsor you straight away if you had
Before they were wise
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah, like if you had 500 followers on Twitch, you could probably get like a sponsorship of free motherboard, free graphics card, something like that, and you'd be getting a couple of bucks from your subscribers and donations every month. And it's a pretty sweet way to go if you just want to do gaming as a hobby and you want to save a lot of money in buying hardware and all of that. But now everyone knows what a big streamer is, and everyone knows what they want from a streamer, and it's a business. We've always based this basically like running a radio station where they everything you hear on the radio is specifically to Dave, move your phone, Dave.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I was trying to share out the stream for us, Neil.
Everything that a radio station that you hear on a radio station is specifically marketing related. Like nothing on a radio station is off the cuff. Nothing on the radio station is unplanned. Everything is to try and sell you as much product as possible. And I think in streaming, if you start doing that, you're going to like start alienating your audience. So you have to keep that close knitness. But because you're so much more engaged with your audience, you can actually be a much more effective marketer of selling brands. So it's interesting. It's a really interesting place that we're in currently.
Let's check in with the chat here. So the gamer is saying, I think Facebook is the best for streaming and YouTube is the best for video clips. Now, he's not wrong. My boy Brown Store is still my favorite breakfast condiment by far. But he's not wrong. And we're going to get into that in just a bit because I think you started streaming to Facebook recently yourself and you've seen great growth. So those guys coming from Mixer wondering, where do I go now? Facebook is definitely the first option, but we're going to go into even more detail. Glenn saying, sadly with Mixer shutting down, that means less competition and progression will slow down. Hope the innovation can still be there from the streaming platforms. Chrysler saying, I'm still stuck with ads.
ADSL.
ADSL, sorry. I'm not wearing my glasses. LTE sucks here and no fiber. So Chrysler, you can't even watch Twitch. That's not even an option for you. Tian Rootman
this is a
saying,
good question, Tians.
Would it be wise to start building a Facebook gaming community while still being on Twitch, alternating between the two till the Facebook gaming takes off? So this, ladies and gents, is exactly what you should do. Thank you, Tian.
Yeah. So definitely do that.
Definitely do that. Let me tell you why. So obviously you've got a brand, you've got your profile that you're trying to build. Build that on Facebook because, like we said earlier, there's no discoverability on Twitch. No one's going to know about you on Twitch unless you join the pyramid scheme and play the marble game for 6 hours and lose your mind. So when you have a fan page or whatever the case may be on Facebook and you grow that, like Neil said, inviting your friends, inviting people that you already know, you already have access to 300-400 people. Then you, from Facebook, you can drive them to your Twitch profile to say, guys, I'm going live on Twitch. Here's my link. Go give me a follow. Come watch. That immediately is going to give you a 50% viewership.
And alternatively as well, if you want to move from Twitch because you're not getting the views to Facebook, do both and say, hey guys, I'm alternating streams on Mondays and Wednesdays. Mondays is Twitch night or Wednesdays is Facebook night. And you can slowly start transitioning your guys across and wherever you need to go. Like this is the problem with this Mixer shutdown and only giving people a month. Like a month is not enough time. Like 90% of your audience won't even watch you in 1 month period. So you're only going to reach 10% to find out what your new name on Facebook is going to be. Because your name on Facebook also, it may not be Cool Kid 27. That page is probably taken already. So you can't use your real name because your real name was never the name on Twitch. So or on Mixer. So there's a month that to me is like the biggest shock of this whole thing, giving guys who have been there for 3 years trying to build the whole thing 1 month to try and
dick move.
Change it, and they're starting from scratch. Facebook, Twitch, wherever they decide to go, they are starting from scratch, and it's hugely problematic. Even someone like Ninja, I don't think is going to be welcomed back with open arms to Twitch.
Yeah,
So it's interesting.
he's probably going to go to Facebook or YouTube. He's not going to go back to
Yeah.
Twitch because like he left on bad terms, and remember they hacked his account and was like showing like porn and stuff on his account. So I think he's not going to go back to Twitch. But Chrysalis, thank you. He says you guys are the bomb. Thank you, Chrysalis. So kind of you, Squire. Justin Brooks saying, Dave, I got something in the pipeline for streamers. PM me. Absolutely, buddy. If you want to send me a DM or I'll definitely remember. Hopefully, I'll send you one. But
message the Super2bit page directly.
DM Super2bit.
Another nice advantage of Facebook, that's something you cannot do easily on Twitch. You have to like give people your email address, go through this weird rigmarole. Where on Facebook, everything is integrated. Everything works really nicely. Steve Scooms being the fly in the ointment, saying Twitch is for the true gamer.
Shut your mouth, Steve. No, but I want to take the needle back to what Kyle Dean Batista said. But Markiplier is a YouTube streamer, and he's doing very well. His videos are good, but Needs Gaming is also on YouTube, and they do their games in like a series style. They're epic, so YouTube is still streaming in a way. So Kyle, now you have awoken the smog, my friend, because YouTube is not okay. It's amazing. All right. In fact, that is the best platform to be streaming to. The only problem is it's got the same issue with Twitch in terms of discoverability, maybe not as bad, but in terms of a viewer experience, the quality on YouTube is the best, I think, out of all the platforms, just from a viewer experience. It looks amazing. It's a great, everything is the same. You can throw money at your favorite streamer. You can do all of that great stuff. And to your point, you can also upload videos, so you can do a little Let's Play video series to keep the guys entertained before you go live. YouTube is amazing.
And the thing with YouTube, like what's weird is that YouTube, all they have to do, there's a button somewhere in YouTube headquarters. Dave's sneaking a sip there.
My coffee, late night coffee.
all YouTube has to do is flick a switch to start prioritizing, or at least putting live streaming search results at the same level as anything else, because YouTube is the second biggest search engine on the planet. Like Google's number one, YouTube's number two, because if you want to find out something these days, you don't go to Google, you go to YouTube and say, how do I do X, Y, and Z? So if you're playing Warzone and you've got say hairstyle in your description somewhere, and someone says funny hairstyle as a search term in YouTube, the problem is now your stream will never pop up. Your stream will be far down the list, like page 5. You'll probably have to go to the filters and say filter on live streaming. But if they change it and say, okay, show the first 5 as pre-recorded video and then the next 5 as live streams, your video will be there, and then someone will be like, oh, that guy's got some crazy hair, let's click on that. And they will exponentially explode the number of viewers that you will see on YouTube. They have the biggest, the most powerful, the best, the most epic platform. They're backed up by Google. They've got all the money in the world. They're not going anywhere. It's a platform for videos, built for videos. It's got everything you need. It could be the biggest, but for whatever reason, YouTube doesn't care. They're just like, meh, who cares? Like, whatever. They're happy with the streamers they got. And they seem to be happy, just maybe they're planning something huge, and I have a big feeling that Ninja's going to end up signing for them, get himself another 30 million.
I think if I had to bet, I think he's going to go to YouTube 100%. I think they are sitting on an ace in the hole, YouTube. I think they've got big plans. Like you said, the algorithm's amazing. The monetization on YouTube is amazing. So it's very attractive for creators, content creators, and streamers.
And advertisers. It doesn't have the bad... The biggest issue, I think, with Facebook is a lot of people don't like Facebook. Just in general, they don't like Mark Zuckerberg. They don't like Facebook. They don't want to be on Facebook. They've canceled their accounts, all of that stuff. No one's deleting their YouTube. Everyone has YouTube. Everyone loves YouTube. Doesn't matter.
So I think that is the perfect mix. It's a Facebook account that you obviously use to punt your YouTube account where you do stream, but stream on both. I think if you want to even stream on Twitch, you can use something like Restream. We do. But the problem with that is if you spread yourself between 3 platforms, for some reason you just I don't know if Twitch's algorithm picks up that you're using Restream and they kind of downplay your views, but you're going to struggle to grow on Twitch if you do that. Myself, Neil, and Jimmy, and even Chloe have all tried it, and it's tough. I think you need to be streaming directly to Twitch and focus on Twitch. And like I said, play the pyramid scheme to grow Twitch. That's why I said don't even bother with Twitch, Facebook and YouTube as the two platforms you work with, and use your Facebook to drive viewers to your YouTube, and vice versa.
And use different platforms for different reasons. Like Facebook is our primary interface with you guys for live streaming. It's basically our primary interface for everything. But we still put just about everything we do on YouTube, just because it's so good as a video archive storage. And the crazy thing is, even though we don't actively do that much on YouTube, we're still getting like 50,000 views a month or something ridiculous.
Yeah,
like, we get, but like but it's of all of our old content. It's not new content.
Yeah.
Like people go back and watch the old. Yeah, but still, it's 20,000 views for free that we're doing nothing on it, and we're starting to build it back up again.
Yeah, well, that's why we're focusing so hard on YouTube, and we've got some stuff planned that we want to bring down the YouTube pipeline. But YouTube is phenomenal, guys. Like, I'd be so happy if we could get to the views we get on Facebook on YouTube. I'd be so happy. I think we would.
It would be our primary platform, probably.
We'd focus so much more on YouTube, and then like I think we wouldn't even bother with Twitch, to be honest. And I'm on the verge, ladies and gents, of playing the marble game on Twitch just to appease the lowly Daves. But I can't bring myself to do it. I can't. So I'm on the verge of just thinking, like, I don't know, if Twitch is never going to grow, what's the point? I guess like when you're using Restream, you just flip a switch anyway.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What do you think, Neil?
I think, but also like there is definitely something to be said about focusing on a platform. And look, I don't have to really choose because I get like 1 or 2 viewers on the Twitches and on the YouTube. So I'm a big fan of focusing on one platform and giving it your heart and soul, because you can engage with the viewers, you know where they are, you know where they're going to view. And a big thing I think a lot of people forget when they look at Twitch is massively focused on America and on Europe, and even Europe not so much. Whereas Facebook is massive in South America, it's massive in Asia, and I think then the rest of the world is just split between everything. So a lot of people who say, oh, there's no big streamers on Twitch, there's no big streamers on Facebook. There's these guys in Asia who are pulling like 60 to 70,000 concurrent viewers on Facebook gaming. So when big guys are like, oh no, there's nothing big on Facebook, they are poorly, like very mistaken. Guys are making huge money on Facebook, but guys are also making huge money on YouTube.
Local guys.
And guys are making huge money on Twitch, and I've never met anyone who's making huge money on Mixer other than Ninja and Shroud. So I think that kind of says it. I think a lot of people were expecting Mixer to go away or die or fade out. I think it's just so dramatic that they spent all that money hiring the biggest names from Twitch for huge amounts of money, and then after 8 months just saying, who cares, forget it. But that's also the thing. Microsoft's got so much money, $30 million to pay out Ninja, doesn't matter. It was probably doing more damage to everyone's brand, keeping them on.
I'm sure someone got fired for that cock-up, for that terrible business.
Apparently the Mixer guys didn't even know Mixer was shutting down until they read the tweet. So it's really based like crazy.
Let's check in with the comments. I always recommend Super2bit and Needs Gaming for some friends. Neebs, sorry. Gaming makes a series of survival games, and it's awesome. Kyle. Okay, cool. Thank you for recommending us. Keep doing that, please. Jimmy's saying is Mark Simmons sipping on some whiskey. No, he's sipping on some Grandma's peach iced tea. You know that. Shroud Ninja heading back to Twitch. Dylan, is that confirmed? I know that Shroud will probably definitely go back, but not Ninja. Crislo saying, I do think YouTube does have plans. Looks like they're separating the music from the normal YouTube, and now YouTube Premium, etc. So YouTube gaming might be a thing if it's not already. It's already huge, but I do agree with you. I do think they're planning something much bigger for gaming. Kyle saying, Devs, which of vids are still amazing. Talking about some of the old videos. If you guys haven't seen our YouTube channel, it's Super2bit. Go check it out on YouTube. There's about 7-8 years worth of just crazy crap that we've come up with. Have a couple of libations and watch a few. Hopefully you have a few laughs.
Go down memory lane.
Memory lane. So I mean, and that's to Neil's point. We've had our YouTube channel for 7-8 years, and we've never thought of shutting it down. We actually want to really put a lot of effort into it now. We're even bringing back Let's Plays, just 30, 40-minute Let's Plays that we're going to upload to YouTube and Facebook as well for guys that just want something to watch to kill some time, So it brings us to the conclusion here, Neil. All three of these platforms, okay, if you had to only stream to one.
Where, as a South African or as
there's a lot
anyone?
of guys. There's a lot of guys that don't even have a restream account. If you only had to stream to one, as a South African, yeah, of course, as a South African in our situation.
As a new streamer, I'm starting out. I've never done anything before.
James Bingo Bongo 42.
Bingo Bongo 42. I would start up a Facebook page. I would start streaming it. I wouldn't even start a page. I would start just streaming to my own page. I would see, like, do I have something? Because I think that's also something that a lot of people forget, is that it's very easy to start streaming now. You can stream from a cell phone. Certain cell phones, you can stream directly off them to whichever platform you choose. You can stream directly off your consoles. You can stream off anything. It's really easy to set up and get going. But to have a show that people actually watch, and I think that's the big thing. Dr. Disrespect, Ninja, Shroud, they're not the biggest streamers in the world just because they got lucky. They're the biggest streamers in the world because people actually want to watch them. So what you should do is go out there, try and stream, see if people start watching you. Facebook's the easiest to do that, because the problem with like something like Twitch or Mixer, or even YouTube, you'll fire up your channel and it's going to be a ghost town. You're going to be talking to yourself, which is a very weird, strange experience. And me and you have both gone through it in some of our streaming time, where you have 0 viewers and your ego is hurting while you're speaking to 0 viewers.
That was today 11
o'clock. Yeah. But like, that's what it's about. Like, you got to go through that whole pain. You got to do that. The nice thing with Facebook is you can go to your friends. You can say, hey, I'm putting myself out there. Here's my show. The difference with Facebook is that after a while, if you are no good, those numbers will eventually dwindle down to 0. But if you start getting good, you'll start seeing the growth. You'll start seeing the things come out. Facebook, the only thing Facebook really gives you is that first initial push, that initial, hey, here I am. This is me. Come and check me out. Have your shot. Go. Twitch is like a gladiator run, and everyone else has been working out for months, and you've done no warm-ups, and you've twisted your ankle on the way into the arena, and you're like, okay, I'm ready now. And you've got a pen knife, and the guys are coming out with AK-47s. That's what Twitch is.
Twitch is like, welcome to the Iron Man Black Ops endurance run. You're gonna do it with a blindfold, earplugs, 2 broken femur bones, with your hands tied between your back, with nothing but your tongue and propulsion on the ground. Yeah, that's Twitch.
That's Twitch. And if you make it through, good on you. And you're gonna make a lot of money, and you're gonna make a real community, and it's gonna be great. And
just remember,
YouTube's similar. The one nice thing about YouTube, though, is that someone can always go back to your page and see the dumb video you did, see that highlight reel. Twitch doesn't even do that. No one goes back and watches like the previous streams of streamers, because it's what are you watching it for? It's like an 8-hour video where maybe there was 5 funny moments. You're gonna go hop onto YouTube and watch the highlight reel. So YouTube, you've always got that option of having that big archive of searchable stuff. And
that's it.
YouTube, you still have that chance of doing some crazy viral video that's going to make you super famous.
1 million views. Yeah. I just noticed that me and Neil have synchronized our nose scratches subconsciously. That's quite impressive.
That's the signal to like say we're getting off topic.
Spending way too much time together. But to Neil's point, that's exactly it. Twitch doesn't archive any of your old stuff. I've got videos from 8.5 years. Oh. Still gaining traction. What's up?
You froze for a section there. You're back now.
Sorry. So what I was saying is I've got videos on YouTube from 8.5 years ago that are still getting views, maybe just 5-10 views a day, but they're still getting views because they're out there on YouTube. Now it comes down to the question: what do you want to do? Are you streaming purely just to stream as a hobby and like to say, cool, I'm going to be doing some streaming, maybe have some laughs, maybe build a small following, but it's just kind of like a fun thing that I want to do because I've always wanted to do it? Or are you trying, like us, to build a business, make it a career? Because if you're doing that, you've got to think way broader than just, I've got 100 viewers from South Korea watching me play Gwent, followed by the Marble Marathon game.
You'd love 100 viewers from South Korea, though.
I would. I would, but I'm gonna go to Optiv. I'm gonna go to Optiv Fusion eye drops, and they're gonna say, "Show me the stats," and I'm gonna be like, "Damn you, Optiv! Damn you, Twitch!"
It's actually see-through because it's a green lid.
It is green. It's not a good thing to use. But the brands aren't going to give a hoot and toot. And most importantly, we haven't even touched on this. One of the most important things. Remember, guys, you've got to cross-pollinate and leverage off your social media platforms, your Instagram, your Twitter, your TikTok, all of that. You got to build as well at the same time to drive people to your central source, which is your YouTube or your Facebook or your Twitch, whatever you choose.
Whatever your home base is, yeah.
That is so important. It's something that I dropped the ball on so badly that I need to do more of is before I go live, 5 minutes before I go live, Instagram, Twitter, and just do a little post.
Do a little TikTok there, Dave. Do a little TikTok.
Little TikTok. Like I'm not a gorgeous 20-year-old in hot pants. The TikTok is useless for me.
You could be.
So,
you could be.
I could be. I have thought about it. I thought about the surgeries, but maybe when I got more finances. But use those to direct your audience to your central hub. It's like a strategy game. You got to be doing like 6 things at once. It's not just like go live on Twitch, because if you just hit go live on Twitch without doing any of that peripheral stuff, you will get 5-10 viewers for the next.
And even if you want to do Twitch, but every time you go to live to Twitch, post it to your Facebook page. Say, hey guys, going live to Twitch, click on this button. You can totally then leverage your Facebook community and grow your Twitch that way. And if you're great, if you're an amazing, funny, insane person, you will grow. Talent gets rewarded. It's not like there's some rule that's saying these people get big and these people don't. If you are talented, if you're funny, if you're engaging, you will grow. There's no doubt. You're going to have to put in the hard work, but you will grow.
Unless you play the pyramid scheme, because I've seen guys on Twitch pulling 100 viewers, local guys who are literally like, "Hey guys, how's it going? We're going to be doing some Eve Space 2 tonight. Thank you for joining." And it literally seen guys like that. And I'm like, who's watching these people? But like I said, 14 guys in Bangladesh, in some sweatshop are like, this guy's playing Eve Space 2. Very niche game. We're down. So I think we should take a few questions. I'm sure we've been cackling on. If you guys have any questions you want to ask about what we've done about platforms, please, now is the time to chime in on this two-way conversation, and I'll catch up with the chat. Jimmy saying Dave can pull 50 lady boys tops. Those are rookie numbers, Jimmy. You clearly don't know me well enough. Carl D. Batista saying, I remember the days of when Super 3-bit was just Dave and 9 viewers playing PUBG. That is still current day scenario for Twitch, but luckily the Facebook has grown. It's seen growth. It's been a grind, but I always break double digits on Facebook. Sometimes, even way higher. Sometimes even like the 50s or 60s. Streamlabs will allow you to stream on 2 platforms for free without needing a restream account from the game room. That's a good little tip there, game room. For those wondering how to dual stream without having to hand over the credit card. Jimmy saying Stone Mountain 64 has crazy numbers. I started watching Stone Mountain when he was getting just over 1,000 concurrent viewers. He now averages about 7,000 to 10,000. So that is testament to the discoverability and the growth you can experience on Facebook in just a year or two. Stone Mountain, he deserves every view. The guy's great. But also go look at his YouTube channel. He does those little highlight videos of himself where he does like the sergeant voice. And he does all those funny videos and skit videos of him playing Battlefield, and he uses that to drive people to his primary platform, which is Facebook. He's Facebook only. I think when he cracked 500 concurrent viewers, he was probably like, Facebook's my platform, and we might go the same route, But you got to get there. Timothy saying, I feel attacked. Why, Timothy? Why? Obviously, Dangerous Dave was watching the. Why do you go for Facebook Gaming Live, Captain Jakes? Wow.
Well, originally we went for it because it was when we started, like from the previous parody videos and everything that we had created, we had a fairly large following. At the time, I think we had about 3,000 YouTube video followers and probably about 4,500 or 4,000 Facebook. So it was just because it was slightly bigger than YouTube. I think that's why we decided to focus most of our efforts. And then when we started streaming to there, we started to see how much better the views were there compared to YouTube, because we're doing both. We've basically been streaming to at least YouTube and Facebook the
YouTube was
entire
Raul and
time.
Brian Junior Smith for a year. It was Raul and Brian Junior Smith for 1 year. But what? Yeah. One thing
we followed the numbers. That's exactly what we did.
One thing that I want to just quickly mention, guys, just so that you are aware of. Remember, Twitch and YouTube, you can actually make money off subs, make money off donations, and sure, you can make money off donations on Facebook as well if you link it to like your Streamlabs account. But you only start to make money with stars and subs, so to speak, once you reach the Level Up program, which is not even available in this country yet. Having said that, I think it's coming very soon. So there's no better time to build your profile, because you have to reach certain milestones before you unlock Level Up, Facebook Level Up Gaming. And it is a bit of a grind. So may as well spend 6 months or a year grinding it up, and then boom, it arrives in this country. Your page is approved straight away, and you're good to go. So for the time being, use it as your hub and just feed people, send people to your Twitch or your YouTube. But it's got to be your core, in my opinion.
And so the games room asking, what advice can you give for someone who is just starting to stream? So I think one thing you need to focus on, regardless of what you're streaming, what your personality type is, or what platform you're streaming on, make sure it looks and sounds as good as you can make it look and sound. Make sure that you don't need the best PC, you don't need the best sound system, you don't need anything, but just make sure that you're not dropping frames, you're not like blowing out audio, you're not deafening people, and that everything looks and sounds good. And especially if you're doing something like running on a single PC setup, don't try and play something like Warzone if you've got like an old i5. Play a game like Gwent or something, or Hearthstone, where it's a 2D game. It's not very demanding, but you can make it look and sound amazing with the resources that you have. Exploit the resources that you have as much as possible. And like
that's it. Yeah,
because you could have the best, most funniest stream in the world. If it sounds and looks terrible, people will not stay for more than 5 seconds.
You could literally be a Shroud and look like George Clooney, and you'll never break double digits. You know what I'm saying? So it's you got to have your tech sorted out, and that's something we can maybe touch on. We use a program called OBS. It's fantastic. We've used a lot of the other ones as well. OBS is by far the most customizable and stable. Holy crap, it's stable compared to a lot of the other stuff we've used. OBS, it's free.
And it's free.
Definitely download it. Yeah, definitely download it. To Neil's point, get yourself a good mic. If you've only got a certain amount of money to spend, and maybe you can only afford either a webcam or a mic, because a good mic's 3,000 rand, a good webcam's 2,000 rand. I would say get a good mic, because at least then your voice comes through clearly, even if you don't have a face cam. And when you can afford it, get a really decent webcam. You can even go for a cam link these days, but that's also expensive. And if you do decide to go for a face cam, make sure your lighting is good. Make sure you have. I even struggle with lighting, but I try my best. I need to improve my lighting a lot. Like it's one of my worst parts about my stream. But my audio is good. There's no like drop frames on the stream or anything like that. So it's like it's not too bad. But I definitely want to improve my lighting. With those things, then you give yourself the best shot, especially when starting on Facebook. Because if you push out that stuttery mess of a stream on Facebook, Facebook's algorithm is going to be like, this guy's trash. Put him in the trash pile. And then your next streams, and I've seen it. I've seen guys go like, woo, 10,000 views, first stream on Facebook. I must be the George Clooney Shroud. And then the next one's 2,000. And the next one's 1,000. The next one's 500. So yeah, make sure that when you go out swinging, you swing for the fences and you hit it.
Yeah. The game room's also saying he would use Streamlabs OBS. So Streamlabs OBS is really good if you are starting out streaming. It's a lot simpler than the full OBS, but you'll see after a while there's so many limitations with Streamlabs OBS. You can't do a lot of the fancy effects. You can't take advantage of a lot of the really amazing integrations that are on the full version of OBS. But if you're just starting out, Streamlabs OBS is like basically a one-click setup. It links automatically into your Streamlabs account. It's a lot simpler to use as a first-timer. Definitely go for that if you're not technically savvy. But pretty much every single streamer will start out with that. After 6 months, they'll start finding the limitations. They'll start seeing other streams with all these amazing effects and cool settings and everything that is just impossible. to do on Streamlabs OBS. Like this entire setup that we have here is not possible to do on Streamlabs OBS.
Yeah, this is quite complex. Just to answer some questions quickly, JC saying you were on 73 viewers today. Yeah, exactly. That I've never had on Twitch. To our point, discoverability on Facebook so much higher. Timothy said, "Are you pro Facebook, Jane?" Sorry, I've just joined. We're absolutely pro Facebook, but that's only one cog in the machine. It takes a lot more than that to grow your brand if that's what you're looking to do.
And we're not like fervent like militarist kind of people who like will die for Facebook. We're not gonna defend if they do dodgy practices. Like we like this platform because it's a good platform for us. We have got no political hats in the ring or anything like that. And
we've had a good experience.
And all of these platforms right now, like Twitch is going through this massive political issue with sexual assault allegations. Mixer was going through a whole bunch of racist allegations before they announced this whole shutdown thing. So these things come and go. We are just trying to say this is a platform. We are basically a show that we want people to watch. We are responsible for ourselves. We're not tied to the platform itself.
That's it. Dylan with a good question. Any tips for console streamers? So when it comes to console streaming, I actually do a lot of streaming from my PS4. And unfortunately, you still need, well, I run it through a PC setup. So I'm not too familiar with how to stream direct from console to, through an Elgato or whatever it is. But, obviously it's easy to do if you have a PC. But if you don't, I'm not 100%
sure it's actually super easy. Like on a PlayStation 4, you hit the share button and you can start a stream to Twitch instantly. And I think it might even have a Facebook integration now where you just run it. I don't think the biggest problem is you can't really get your face cam going. It only really does gameplay, but it looks and sounds amazing. And a lot of guys do it. Yeah. And the biggest problem again is guys are using their normal PlayStation headsets. So the audio is terrible. You don't get the good audio mix for like your chat. So there's a lot of stuff that's very difficult to do. And because you don't have a stream PC to monitor audio levels to see how everything's working, it's a lot of it's a bit of a guessing game to try and get it looking and sounding amazing.
I think it might be better with the PS5, but we're gonna have to wait and see. Glenn saying currently the only African country able to monetize Facebook gaming is Morocco, which is weird, but it's true. And Super2bit. Hopefully, like I said, it's going to become more available in this country within a year. Peter Owl saying, "Cool advice, our absolute pleasure, buddy." The Game Room recommending Streamlabs. I can't see some of the top streamers all dark.
Yeah, they don't have good lighting.
Yes, well, there you go, Peter. So that's exactly it. So they obviously went, but I'm sure their mics are very good. I'm sure they're coming through with like Blue Yetis and they sound crisp. So that's obviously they're like, trade-off. I want to go for a good mic. And that backs up our point. Make sure people can hear you. Even if they can't really see you, make sure they can hear you as a step one before you build up to the rest.
And also keep it simple. You don't need crazy transitions, overlays, or anything like that at the beginning. Have your face, talk to your audience, have the game coming through clearly. That's basically all you need. Like, then guys will watch it. That's what 99% of a stream is. Gameplay and the dude's face in the corner. All the transitions and all of that is like in between stuff that once you get more advanced, then you can start adding that in, upping that production value. But at the beginning, just focus on quality. It doesn't have to blow anyone's mind. It just has to look and sound good.
That's it. Captain Jake saying, "What's the most viewers you have had on a stream at one time?" I was rated on Twitch once with I think like 400 viewers. It quickly dropped off, but that's probably my highest. Facebook probably.
Facebook, we got 350 once.
Oh, really?
Yeah, way back in the day when we first started, and we were just getting crazy views.
That was the algorithm giving us a push.
So and that's another nice thing and weird thing about Facebook. If you're new, if you've never streamed before, you get massive reach. So they will push you out across the entire world because it will say, I don't know what this is. I need to classify it. Let me send it everywhere. So when we started,
that's what we say. Make sure your tech is sorted before you do that.
Yeah, when we started, and our tech was okay. We weren't 100% like perfect, but we were hitting 320 viewers at like a stream, and it was consistent. It was insane, actually. But it was persons all over the world. Half of them couldn't speak English, so they didn't know what was going on. And then Facebook stopped pulling in the algorithm and focusing on the people who actually watch your stream.
Yeah, and they say, well, most people watch from these countries, and we're going to minimize his reach in the countries that he doesn't get engagement from. Jimmy saying, which Logitech webcam do you recommend? I've got it's the Logitech it's the C920, Neil.
C922, yeah.
C922. That's what I've got.
Yeah.
Logitech, obviously amazing for their webcams. We are getting the Brios as well in the next week or two.
Yeah. But a C922 is probably exactly what you need. A Brio is a very expensive high-end camera. But like as starting out, if you can get a decent 720p 60 FPS camera or a 1080p 60 FPS camera, that's what you should be looking for a webcam.
Yeah, and maybe you're a photographer or videographer and you have a DSLR. A lot of DSLRs now you can use with the Elgato Cam Link and use that as your webcam, and that actually looks better.
Looks amazing
than anything. That's what like 80% of the biggest guys are using. They're using their DSLR with the Cam Link. You get that bokeh effect. It looks fantastic. I personally am a fan of green screens. So for me, it's like wasted on me because I always like to have funny crap in the background. So, but like someone like Neil and a lot of you guys just want, no green screen effects. A Cam Link and a DSLR that you probably might already own is a great way to go. The only hiccup with that is you have to buy a consistent power pack, which is like $3-4 grand.
Yeah, in South Africa.
In South Africa. So unless you got a buddy overseas that can ship you one.
Yeah.
That's probably that's also an option in terms of camera. Dylan saying PS4 only has Twitter, YouTube would like to stream to Facebook. Maybe they don't have integration for Facebook.
Yeah, they don't have the Facebook integration, but yeah, the Twitch integration with PlayStation is really, really good.
Yeah. Glenn saying, been good guys, need to bounce. Thanks for the insight. Absolutely no problem. Speaking of which, Peter saying, is there any legal issues with younger children streaming? My son would like to stop, he's only 10. Not that I've seen a lot of young guys on Facebook stream.
You just have to be careful with what they are streaming and playing.
Yeah.
So like a 10-year-old playing Warzone
or Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, legally there's nothing wrong, but you're going to get problems. So like Minecraft, 100% fine. And also you also have to remember the people watching it could be the worst people on the planet and be horrible, dodgy people. So you're going to be letting your son into that world. So
it can be very toxic out there. So you got to just be careful. So,
we have issues as to 30-plus-year-old men. We have toxic people sometimes come into our chats and stuff, and it can get quite hectic. So keep that in mind. So I would say just keep it.
The name's a danger deal in just St. Jimmy. Now, watch out for those guys. But saying Peter saying, sorry, you finish off there, Neil?
No, that's all that I needed to say.
Okay, cool. Peter saying you guys really get stars. Then do you get money of that at the moment? Yeah, so you get about you get a cut of the stars. I think it's Facebook obviously takes like I think 30% or something like that.
Yeah,
and you get the rest. Captain Jack saying, I'm 50 years old. Will it make a difference to my age group of viewers? Absolutely not. I've seen people in their 70s, 80s pulling bigger views than we can even do.
And that's probably an advantage, actually, because you're outside the normal 18 to 25 demographic. Being 50 years old gives you that unique edge that makes you different to everyone else.
That's a unique selling point. That's what people love. Old people streaming like, oh, check this granny. She's playing Fortnite. Share it with 20 of my friends. So that's actually a feather in your cap, Captain. So something you should really think about. But, ladies and gents, unfortunately, that's said and done. I hope that we've answered a lot of your questions with regards to which platform to stream to, a couple of streaming tips in terms of like software and hardware. We do like to keep the podcast to an hour. I could easily talk for another hour.
Yeah.
I've even got another libation.
Yeah, I might fall over if we keep drinking libations and talking about. I could talk about how Twitch is a pyramid scheme all night. We can do another podcast.
It is such a pyramid scheme. I'm gonna download the marble game tonight. But anyway, so just to finish off, Kyle saying, Captain saying, I do use it, but I feel weird doing that. And Tian Rootman saying, still worried that moving from Twitch to Facebook gaming may be a mistake because of all the work that was put into what little I have built on Twitch in the past years. Keep Twitch right there.
Yeah, you don't have to choose.
We
have both.
Why not both?
Yeah.
As the meme goes, why not both? But we love you guys, Carl. Awesome guys. Thanks so much. Hope you guys enjoyed all the tips and tricks, and hopefully we open the eyes of some new potential, first-time streamers out there. Neil, thank you so much for being my co-pilot, buddy.
Thank you very much, dude. It was awesome. I've been so excited for this podcast.
I know you have. Next week, we will be talking definitely about Cyberpunk. There's a big new trailer and an extended gameplay sequence being released tomorrow night from CD Projekt Red. So we're going to talk about, obviously, that and maybe a couple of other things next week, Wednesday from 6 till 7. Be there or be square. Make sure to share the stream before leaving. Wipe your feet on the way out. And like I said, we thank you guys for all the shares and support you have given us. And I will see you on Friday. Neil, when are you live?
I'm live in about an hour and a half. So, yeah.
Neil live in an hour and a half. Well, I can't believe I didn't know that.
It's Wednesday. It's when I stream.
Of course. Neil's going to be live in an hour and a half at 8:30, the racing stream right here on Super2bit. Make sure you support him. 8:30, set the clocks. Kyle's saying, oh, Ghost of Tsushima. Bro, I could talk about that for 2 hours. We're gonna add that to next week's conversation. I'm so excited for that. You don't even know. But much love to you guys, Jimmy, Carl, every single one of you guys, Tian, Kyle, Dean, Batista. You guys are legends.
And thank you everyone for all the likes, the shares, the comments, and also I saw a whole bunch of guys were throwing stars. Sorry, couldn't call them out. It's difficult to do it in the middle of the podcast, but we do appreciate each and every single one of you guys doing anything. Comments, likes, shares, follows, the works. We love you guys.
I'll try catch the stars next time on the comments if we did miss them, but thank you for them. Sweet guys, love to be here, love to chat to you guys, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Bye everybody. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Yeah.